They said we were the first hour first. Or the third hour first. They do. I thought it would have been. I didn't know if you They also don't know that
This microphone is for you too.
we know.
It's gonna sit here.
She just wants me to start off introducing it here.
That's fine. Just let me know. I need it all to be sent to me.
We can send you the song.
Okay.
How are you guys starting?
I'm gonna
Awesome.
say that welcome to Rexina 76 coronation court speeches. I'm gonna let them know there's gonna be an intermission in between periods by the time you get to the next class, and then I'm gonna say first talk as well.
So, what time are you starting?
Probably
Whenever she
soon.
tells me to. I was
We're
kind
going
of
to
waiting
start
for
8
her.
minutes after the class period started, which will start at 10:35. So we got about 1 minute.
Okay, so I'm gonna come up here and give you just a sign like this. Just point at you, and that way we can get the camera on you, you're ready to go.
Take it off.
Hello, welcome to Roxana's 76th Annual Homecoming Court Speeches. I would like to remind you that in between passing periods, there's going to be a little bit of an intermission to give kids time to move from one class to the other. Our first maid of honor to go is Miss Audrey Bossy.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Audrey Bossy. When Taylor Swift won her first Grammy Award, she said, "I can't even believe this. This is definitely the highlight of my senior year." I'm not winning a Grammy right now, and I can't say this speech will be the highlight of my senior year, but the excitement of being on court with some of my very best friends has been one for the books. The initial thought of addressing you all in this speech was quite terrifying, similar to how scary it is to see Kayla dressed as a witch. I could lie to you and say that this is a well-rehearsed, polished speech, but lying is bad. I really didn't know how to go about writing one of these in the first place, but if there's anything that Miss Turley's Fun Fridays taught me, it's that you have to hope for the best, and sometimes hoping for the best means jumping over tables blindfolded, which is sort of what this feels like. First, I'd like to thank the class of 2022 for voting me up to be a part of the homecoming court. I'm thankful for this opportunity and excited to share the rest of this week with you, especially the part where we win the Spirit Stick tomorrow. I figured that since most traditions surrounding our homecoming changed this year, why not drop the cliche categories of speeches, my personal favorite being, here's a little bit about me, here's some more about me, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'd like to mention just a few more things about me, tactic, and actually give you what I hope will be a memorable 4 minutes. To some people, I'm the top of the class, student council president, youth citizenship award-winning Audrey Bossy. That part of myself is a serious, get-things-done perfectionist. To my family, I'm the witty, stubborn, pizza-loving, sarcastic Audrey. To my friends, I'm falling off a hoverboard, hitting my head off a table, nearly running over shopping cart returns, and singing my sentences when I'm nervous, Audrey, or as they would say, just odd. Lorelai Gilmore once said, "I hate it when I'm an idiot and don't know it. I like to be aware of my idiocy, to revel in it, and take pictures. Embarrassment is inevitable, so I might as well have it on camera and be able to laugh about it later. If you spent any time with me at all, especially this week, you know how much I love to take pictures and videos at all times. Having funny moments to look back on makes my experience 10 times better, and I'd like to think it does the same for the people around me. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the very best people I know, the friends who I most love to share this joy and laughter with, and who in an incredible way do the same thing for me every single day without realizing it. To all the friends I've made inside the walls of RHS, but specifically to Kayla, Chris, and Lindsay, also known as Kung Fu Chris, Swaggy C, and the nickname that shall not be named. You guys bring me so much laughter about things that in reality probably aren't that funny, including smack cam videos at the football games, your mom jokes, and pig noises while we try and order ice cream in the drive-thru every Friday night. There's no other self-titled group of Miss Chobin's best scholars that I want to call my besties. To my escort Justin Laws for giving me candy and comedic relief, to my incredible page Abby Years, you're the sweetest, most kind person who truly gets me. I love you lots, and I'm so excited to have you by my side this weekend. I have a huge amount of gratitude to offer to every teacher who's changed my life for the better during all my years as a Bulldog, Viking, and now a Shell. To Miss Sasser and Miss Falloon for everything, but specifically for La Fonda and Donuts at Midnight. To the people in my theater family who have given me countless memories and endless laughs, especially when you rip your pants. Finally, I'd like to take a minute to thank the actual best people I know, who I owe everything to, my entire family. Shout out to my dog Harper. I really wanted her to be here today, but there's no dogs allowed at the speeches. I want to thank my sister Meg. One of my favorite memories of Meg is the time that she conned me into paying her to rent toys from her knick-knack box. Thank you, Meg, for laughing with me always, paying for my food, and being the best big sister. My ultimate inspiration comes from my mom and dad. I'm so proud to be their daughter. My mom is the most extraordinary person I know. The impact of the way that she carries herself with such kindness, grace, and strength is never lost on me. As she's guided me through my entire life, I don't think she ever realized that the person I most wanted to become was her. Thank you, Mom. I love you so much, especially when you recite Vogue word for word, which I also have on video. The person I most wish was here to thank is my dad. One of my favorite pictures of him and I together is when I'm sitting on his lap in my snowman pajamas, and you can see him feeding me a forkful of pie. I definitely know where my love of food came from. The way he lived life, loving our family and laughing often, inspires me every day. If there's anything I want you to take away from this, it's that life is too short to take yourself seriously all the time. You waste so many chances to make memories until you learn to laugh at yourself. It took me a long time to learn to surround myself with people who make me love where I'm at. If you leave here with anything, I hope you've learned the importance of being good to others and laughing way too hard with the people you love. The final and only specific reason why you should vote Audrey for Queen is that I really need to finish what Meg started. You see, my sister Meg was on homecoming court, but she didn't win, and I finally want to be cooler than her. I love you, Meg, but don't let my experience on court end the way hers did. That's why this is Audrey's version. Thank you.
Our first man of honor is Mr. Justin Laws.
Hello. Love you, Corbin. What's up? My name is Justin Laws. First, I want to shout out to the class of 22 for voting me up here. I've been Roxana since 7th grade, and I came here with the intentions of making this my home, and that's exactly what I've done. I've made so many friends here that have quickly turned into family, and Roxana will forever be a part of me, so thank you again for voting me up here. Friends. Next, I want to shout out to my brothers who have impacted my life and have brought so many laughs to my life in dealing with my never wanting to lose mentality. Even it's during checkers during lunch, Joe Foster. Y'all have such bright futures, and I cannot wait to come back here and see what you guys do with your lives. I love you all so much, and I want to give a major shout out to my boy Hunter Bailey. The first day we met in 7th grade, I kicked the chair from under you, and you nearly fell in the pool, and I thought that was the end of that, but we've been best friends ever since. So we've had a lot of ups and downs, and we can never stay mad at each other, and I love you so much. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. I love you too. I also want to shout out to my wonderful girlfriend, Leah Peebles, who has so many personality traits that I seem to discover a different one every single day. So, thank you for dealing with my hectic life and my shenanigans day in and day out, and I appreciate you and I love you. There's your flowers. Next, I'm going to talk about the candidates. Why Conor House should win is because he will absolutely show no emotion to winning. He'll just be like, thanks, guys. He'll probably not even smile while I'm saying this, and he's probably just upset that Aaron Rodgers really sucks. Why Nolan Tolbert should win is because maybe it'll encourage him to not flop on the basketball court anymore. And maybe also encourage him to never do a bouncing pass when you are not looking and it goes out of bounds 85% of the time. It's okay, though. But seriously, Nolan is a great guy who does everything he needs to do as long as you're not within 3 feet of him and you're playing a little bit of defense. Why Curtis Holbrook should win is because he promised me he'd wear a kilt to school for the rest of the senior year. If you don't know what a kilt is, it's essentially just a plaid miniskirt. But in his defense, the thing is pretty awesome, and I bet his legs never get too warm. Why all girls should win? They can't. Vote Audrey Bossy. End of that. Last but not least, I want to send a shout out to my wonderful family. I love you all so much. I know I'm a little hard-headed, and I know I can be overbearing, and I know I take a lot of work, but I appreciate you guys so much, especially my mom. I promise to not make Mama Laws cry today, but as I said, I'm overbearing, so there's that. So I just want to say thank you for everything you've done to me, Mom, and I wish I could give you the world, and one day I will. But again, thank you. You guys are all so amazing. I love you more than anything. Vote Justin and Audrey for King and Queen. Thanks again, RHS.
Our next maid of honor is Miss Emily Ogle.
Hello everyone, I'm Emily Ogle, but some of you may just know me as Mr. Ogle's daughter or Coach's daughter. Let's be honest, he's kind of a big deal. First, I'm going to start off with a couple thank yous. I'd like to thank everyone that voted me up on court this year and everyone who bought a shirt or a sticker to support me. I'm very honored to be a part of court this year, and I'm thankful to be able to share this experience with some of my best friends. I'd also like to thank my escort, Conor House, for going along with literally anything I suggest and also being a great friend. I would also like to thank Hunter Bailey for being my escort for Friday night's game. I would also like to thank my wonderful page, Aubrey, for being the most patient and supportive person I know. I'd also like to thank my best friend, Peyton Hartman, for always supporting me and being there for me the past 8 years. I also like to thank my very patient boyfriend, Austin, who cannot be here today, but he sat through 8 hours of dress shopping, so he deserves a shout out. My last thank you is to my mom and dad for helping me with this whole process and supporting me with all of my decisions. I love you guys so much. Now, I could go on and on about each girl and guy on the court. However, there's too much to share about each individual person. They're all so unique, caring, and supportive. I'm thankful that the court consists of some of my best friends, and it has been such a fun experience already. I can't wait for the weekend with you guys. They're all such great people to be around, and there's never a dull moment. Each one of these candidates has so many reasons you should vote for each of them. They all deserve it so much. But if you don't know what guy to vote for Connor. Homecoming has always been such a fun time of year, and it always goes by so quickly. High school in itself has flown by, and I wish I could have more time here. To the freshmen, take advantage of each opportunity you have, and do not let anything get in the way of these next 4 years. They fly by. To the sophomores, take every opportunity to drive your friends around and hang out with them. Drive yourself to sporting events and go support others and just have fun. Sophomore year is one of the best years of high school. To the juniors, do not let these last 2 years pass you by. They go by way too quickly. Enjoy them while they last, because your senior year will be here before you know it. And to the seniors, thank you guys for being the best class ever and making these last 4 years so much fun. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. High school has been such a fun experience, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I have been involved in cheerleading all 4 years, and I have met some of my closest friends because of it. I have also been involved in 9 clubs, including student council and NHS. I know that this speech is supposed to be about me, but I'm not about that, so we can be done with that. If you take anything away from this speech, I hope you take away the fact that high school is going to be one of the best times of your life, and it goes by so quickly, and to enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy the rest of homecoming week and actually dance at homecoming so it's not lame. I hope you guys also took away to vote for me and Connor. Thank you.
Our next man of honor is Mr. Charles House.
Well, hello everybody. I don't think my speech is going to be as good as nearly as theirs. Mine's a quarter of a page long, but that's okay. I'll make the most out of it, I guess. Hello everybody. My name's Connor House, or Chuck, or Charlie, or Charles, or whatever you guys want to call me. I go by many names. I just wanted to start off with saying thank you for everyone voting me up in the senior class. It's an honor to be up here with all the friends, I guess. You guys meet my friends. We're close to some of you, but not all. That's okay. I just wanted to start off by just making fun of myself instead of talking about the court. For being a bigger guy with a beard and a tattoo, I'm scared of a lot of things and doing a lot of things. For starters, I'm 18 and I got my driver's license about a month ago, and I'm still scared to drive to this day, and I don't drive ever, but that's okay. Everyone drives me around, and I appreciate that. That's cool. I also can't swim either. Terrified of water. I went on a boat in Holiday Shores, and it sunk, and I about cried, and yeah, it was terrifying. Let's see. I can't ride a bike either at the age of 18. I can't do a lot of things. Just kind of scared of the world, really. I stay inside a lot. Don't go out very much. It's okay though. I want to say thanks to Alexis Madison Ryan for making all my shirts and organizing it and keeping track of the money, because, well, if she didn't do it, I wasn't going to do it. So, thank you. I also wanted to explain my shirts. I had a lot of questions about it from like the underclassmen. I know the seniors know who my grandpa was and who my grandma was, but sorry. That's tough right there. Ooh. My grandpa and grandma subbed here ever since 6th grade, so about 6 years ago. And he was known, my grandpa was known for doing his Donald Duck voice. And he passed away last November, and it's just a tribute to him. The shirts were just in his honor of his life, and he's my best friend. It's just tough. Besides that, because if I talk about that much more, I'm going to cry out here in front of you guys, and it's not really me. I don't like doing that. But anyways, I just wanted to say thanks for voting me up and voting everybody else up on court. And You can vote for me if you want. Go ahead. If not, vote for one of these wonderful people up there. And thank you.
Our next maid of honor is Miss Sidney Sims.
Most of you know me, but for those of you who don't, hi, I'm Sidney Sims, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who voted me onto homecoming court. You have no idea how much that means to me, for I spent most of my high school years feeling like an outcast, like I didn't fit in and like I didn't belong. I was always the one walking behind the group if the sidewalk was too small or in the grass. Your vote helped open my eyes to see that I am more than that and that I don't need to fit in. I recently had an experience similar to this in one of my classes. As the teacher said to pick a partner, all heads turned. Eyes locked with eyes, and heads were nodding everywhere. Knowing none of them were looking at me, my heart sank. In the back of my head, I always thought I wasn't a first choice, but seeing it with my own eyes made my heart drop. I was nothing but nice to them, so why wasn't I one of their choices? In all honesty, I can't remember a time where I actually felt like I fit in, and this used to bother me. It used to keep me up at night, mind racing, constantly wondering why me. In all honesty, I constantly found myself trying to change the way that I was made. But why? Why was I striving so hard to fit in? What was wrong with being my own person? And what made that group so special? Looking back, I'm not sure why, because there was so much more I was missing out on. When you are forced to sit back and watch everyone have fun without you, it really touches the heart. It can wear down your self-esteem and really make you second-guess everything you have going for you. An example of this could be different for anyone. Maybe it's a subject in school, your social skills, or even how you were raised. Rather than sharing a time that I felt left out, I want to talk about a time when I felt like I was finally noticed and accepted. I was sitting in my honors English class, surrounded by those deemed to be popular. My teacher pulled me aside and asked me to wait after class. Instantly, my heart dropped, and naturally, my mind went blank. This wasn't like me to be needed after class, for I was a very well-behaved student who did their work and didn't really cause any issues. The bell rang, and I stayed in my seat. As the teacher approached, my heart started racing. I quickly picked up on the fact that I wasn't in trouble, rather that she needed me for a good reason. She asked if I was able to walk a new student to lunch because the student was very nervous as it was her first day. She continued on to say she was looking for a student who wouldn't judge and would be nothing but kind. My heart leaped with joy. My own teacher noticed me. She really saw me as the kind-hearted person I was striving so hard to be. The person who people notice, not for their appearance, but for the cloud of positivity that follows with them. This really opened my eyes to something that I had never acknowledged before, and that is this. Sometimes we won't understand the why behind something. Why do I feel this way? Why am I being left out? And you know what? That is okay. Because sometimes not knowing the why behind something is what helps us in the long run. One of my favorite quotes says this: "Life isn't about being rich, popular, or perfect. It's about being real, humble, and kind." To everyone else who has felt this way, you are not alone. If I had to give one piece of advice to all the younger classes, and even kids my age, it would be this: don't fight to fit in. The right people will want you for you, not a fake version, not an altered version, but the real version of you. I want to say a special thank you to my parents for never leaving my side and always being my best friend, except when it comes to math homework, but that's a different story. You guys are always supporting me in everything I do, and it is greatly appreciated. I would like to send a huge thank you to the person who will always tell you how they feel and is constantly making me laugh. To my sister Brooke, I couldn't think of anyone else I would want to be with from day one. Even though you're 6 minutes older than me, I still love you. To not only my friends, but two of my best friends, my Paige Reagan and my boyfriend Nolan. Thank you guys for being my personal hype man and hype woman, and never letting me do stupid things alone. I love you both so much. To my family, I wouldn't be here without all your love and support, so thank you for always being there for me. To the teacher, you know who you are. Thank you for noticing me when I felt unnoticed. And finally, to the rest of the senior class, I could never thank you enough for voting me up for this amazing experience. I am truly grateful to be standing here today and cannot wait to experience the last little bit of our high school career together. I love you all. And to everyone else, make sure you vote Nolan for king and Sidney for queen. Thank you.
Our next man of honor is Nolan Tolbert.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nolan Tolbert. Thank you, senior class, for voting me up on court. It's a privilege to stand before you today. I want to also thank you for my family and friends for not only shaping me into the person I am today, but also preparing me for what has to come to life. To my parents, Dustin and Stacy Tolbert, although I don't say it enough, I am so thankful for all the time you have spent throughout the years driving me to practices, supporting me at every sporting event, and especially for always making sure I never have to go without Taco Bell. To my sister, Leighton Tolbert, you may drive me absolutely crazy, but I'm still proud to have you as my little sister. I also want to thank my grandparents for always being my biggest fans. During my time in high school, I've played soccer, basketball, and baseball. Additionally, I serve as the second vice president of the student council and enjoy showing my school spirit on the extreme team. I was inducted into the National Honor Society my sophomore year and am currently in the top 8% of my senior class. When I'm not at school or playing sports, I enjoy times hunting, fishing, hiking, hanging out with my friends, and spending time with my girlfriend, Sidney. Enough talking about myself. I want to talk about the 4 of the boys that were on court with me. The first one I want to talk about is Justin. The first time I met Justin was my 7th grade year when I played basketball for school. During one of our games, Justin tried scoring on our own hoop in a game because he got confused which way we were going. Thankfully, he didn't score. However, he did miss the hoop 2 to 3 times before he realized we were supposed to be going the other way. Justin has always been a funny man from there on out, and it puts a smile on your face all the time whenever you're having a bad day. Connor. Connor is the next guy I want to talk about. Connor is a guy who always keeps to himself unless he gets mad or you play sports with him. Whenever he's playing a sport or out on the field, he's a different person. He is very talkative outside of school, but the most important thing to him is sports. If you ever get in a conversation with Connor, just know it is most likely going to be about sports because it's his favorite thing to talk about. Dane. Dane is a guy who is willing to do everything that he can. He will go out of his way to make sure that you're okay. For those of you that have been in class with Dane, he is the guy who takes the most time taking a test or a quiz. He is the last guy to turn in his test. Dane is the most artistic person I know. I have seen many things that he's created and they are incredible. Finally, Dane will push himself hard in any sports. This is especially in soccer. Dane has the worst luck when it comes to soccer, though. In soccer, Dane has been hit with many soccer balls in the chest or stomach. I'm pretty sure he has been hit with a soccer ball every year of soccer. One time, Dane was playing goal for practice, and our coach, Coach Rutrell, shot the ball very hard, and when Dane wasn't looking, he hit him straight in the stomach. It hit so hard that it left an imprint of the ball on his stomach. Chris is the final guy I want to talk about. He is one of the funniest guys that you ever meet. Chris is a adventurous and outgoing person that isn't afraid of anything. If he is bored, he always comes up with the best ideas of fun stuff to do. Sometimes they might be a little crazy, but they are always fun. Chris does not care what anybody thinks. He always does his own thing. He is the hardest worker out of us. He works multiple jobs in the summer, works part-time during the school year, participates in extracurricular activities at school, keeps up with his academics, and still manages to have fun during the school year with his friends. In closing, I want to leave you with some advice. J.R. Tolkien once said, "All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us." As I reflect on my time in high school, there are so many fun memories I know that will last a lifetime. However, I have also realized just how quickly the years have flown by. Therefore, I encourage every one of you to step out of your comfort zone and get involved. Make new friends, try a new sport, or join a new club. You won't regret the memories you'll make. Best of luck to all the candidates standing beside me today. I can't wait to make more memories with you all this weekend.
Our next maid of honor is Miss Piper Martin.
So I didn't have an introduction of myself written in my speech, but everybody else did. So I'm Piper. As of last weekend, when I knew my procrastination could go no farther, I turned to Deja for help with this speech. Her response was, "Piper, you've never been prepared for anything else in your life. Why start now?" As I thought about her words, I realized she's right. That's when it hit me. Similar to the words she shared with me, I needed to pass on some other wise words I've collected over my years at Roxana. First, I thought I'd share with the freshmen. To the freshmen, if I can leave you guys with one piece of advice, it's this. Go to that party, ask that person out, try not to blow off that assignment, it'll catch up to you. Make your stupid decisions now, don't take yourself too seriously, and remember that you're the only person that can decide who you are and what you do. You have a lot coming at you right now, but so much to look forward to. I know at this point you're already sick of hearing everybody warn you about how fast these next 4 years will fly by, but they're not lying. Take it from someone who dreaded the 7:50 bell and every math test in between. Sorry, Mr. Nettemeyer. I promise someday you'll be standing in that hallway, on that field, or up on the stage, trying to figure out how you went from searching for the science building to spending your time touring colleges, talking to recruiters, or interviewing for your next job. Time flies by, enjoy every second of it. Now to the sophomores. If I'm being honest, I'm probably not the best to give advice on this year since we lost a solid quarter of it to COVID. But I do remember finally getting my license, which, as many of you probably hear, didn't go super great. Hopefully, unlike me, you guys understand how to use a turning lane. Nonetheless, I do look back on sophomore year as one of my favorites. You don't have the stress of searching for colleges, and at this point, you've hopefully learned your way around. I know sometimes this place can feel super boring, probably similar to how you're feeling right now listening to 10 speeches, but my biggest tip for you guys would have to be to get involved. As Mr. Rumsey would say, this will guarantee you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. To the juniors, you are the ones who have been here the whole time. Similar to the senior class, you guys have been with us for all the highs and lows that come with high school, making you guys some of the hardest goodbyes as this year finishes. Although having to leave our sports and clubs behind is hard, it's a little easier knowing we are leaving it in your hands. Side note, that doesn't mean you guys have any chance at winning that spirit stick. I know at this point you're just ready for it to finally be your senior year. Just like I know all of us seniors have a large case of senioritis, you guys already have the precondition of junioritis. However, soon you'll be sending in college applications debating if it was ever worth the hours of pre-calc you'll never get back. Once again, sorry, Mr. Nettemeyer. The only advice I can give you is to slow down and take it in. As Mr. Keller would say, we are rapidly approaching the end of the school year. To the seniors, well, I don't know how this happened, but here we are. The year we've all been waiting for, our final year of high school. I know we can't wait to get out and move on, and personally, I can't wait to see where life takes us. But I know no matter how far away we get from small town Roxana, we'll never be able to forget the many memories that these buildings hold, good or bad. From the tears spilled over our bio final to the screams of playing Powder Puff, we have watched each other grow and shaped each other into the people that we are today. Even though it's only been 18 years of our lives, you'll never forget the people that supported you as you discovered who you truly are. From the lost freshmen to the loud sophomores to finally being upperclassmen as juniors and now here, trying to figure out where all the time has gone and what our next step will be. We are under so much pressure right now to figure out who we are and what we want to do for the rest of our lives. Normally, this question stresses me out. However, Mr. DeVries told me Monday that if I keep up my tardy streak, I would be the first candidate not allowed at the dance. This made me realize that there are records to be set by all of us. Never hold yourself back. Find what you're good at and push it to the limits. And now to quote Mrs. Turley, let's make a hard, unrelated pivot. On to my shout-outs. I'd like to give a special thanks to Mrs. Palin. Thank you for showing me the true power of hard work and determination. Spending the last 3 years with you has truly helped form me into the person I am today. Whether it's the confidence you have in telling a referee not to talk to your girls like that, the beautiful singing of Don't Stop Believing in almost every competition waiting room, or the hours we've all spent crying, laughing, and celebrating together. You have brought out a confidence in me that I never knew I had. You have shown me to speak clearly and proudly and to hold my head up high. The lessons I've learned from you will forever be used on and off those blue mats. To Mr. Stark, thank you for believing in me when I couldn't find it within myself. Over the years, you have shown me the true power of kindness. From always being there to listen to laughing at my stupid jokes, you are the definition of a smile goes a long way. I will always remember your backstage pep talks and take them with me through the uncertainty of the future. To Mrs. Yates, although we had to miss a season together for COVID, the 2 years I've spent with you have been anything but forgettable. From teaching me the importance of time management with the threat of running extra laps, or that pain is temporary, you have demonstrated how to never give up and keep pushing forward towards my goals. You have taught me the importance of teamwork and the power of a positive mindset. Side note, I think for this shout out, I should get out of the 3 mile. To my family, thank you guys for the patience you've had with my constant indecisiveness. I appreciate the amount of time you had to listen to me reread the speech and talking me out of it when I decided I sounded dumb and needed to restart. You guys have been the biggest help through this whole thing, and I can't thank you enough for everything you've done. And finally, a thanks to my page and escort, Megan Herron and Dane Slayton. Megan, thank you for being my go-to person through all of this. From pressuring the dress ladies to get me a fitting room, to kindly threatening to fight the random girl who tried to buy the dress before me, I couldn't ask for a better page or friend. Dane, although we act like we can't stand each other 99.9% of the time, you are truly my best friend. You have been there for me when nobody else was, and always give me your honest opinion on my life choices, even when I don't want to hear it. From telling me when to suck it up and move on, to kidnapping me to get ice cream when one of us is sad, or knocking on my door at 8 in the morning for breakfast, you're the one person that's always been there. I wouldn't want to go through this whole experience with anyone else. And to finish this speech, I would like to leave you with a quote that I keep in mind when high school begins to feel a little bit too high schooly. In the wise words of Miley Cyrus, censored by Mr. Dandrian, to all my girls out there with the big butts, shaking it like we're at a party, remember only God can judge you, forget the haters, somebody loves you.
Our next man of honor is Dane Sladen.
Pablo Picasso once said, "Learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist." I'm not going anywhere with that. I just thought it sounded good at the beginning of a speech. I'm Dane Sladen. I'm also often referred to as Tall Guy by people who don't know me, even though I'm not even in the top 3 of our class. I've known these other 4 gentlemen for quite some time now, so I'm going to share a little bit about each. Starting with Connor. One of the earliest memories I have of Connor is when he joined my older brother's baseball team. I didn't know him very well, but he earned his nickname from his teammates after throwing up all over the pitching mound during a game. Hi, Chunks. Justin and I weren't very close in junior high, but I always remember him aggressively grabbing me anytime he caught me passing him, just to smell my hair. He would then praise how my hair always smelled good and set me free. Nolan and I met each other on a trip with a mutual friend, and we had never met before, but were already sleeping a few feet from each other. He has always had that charming broken nose and loves his Taco Bell. He also has a strange obsession with Taco Bell's creamy jalapeno sauce. And I believe with enough of that creamy jalapeno sauce, I could convince him to leave his girlfriend. And of course, Christopher Franklin Holbrook. I could tell countless stories, but I recommend talking about his stories over a nice meal. But he doesn't have to pay for his meal because he could just eat his spare change. I would like to end my speech with the second quote: "The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart." Helen Keller.
Our next maid of honor is Miss Kayla Fancher.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Kayla Fancher. If you don't know me, I'm sorry, but if you do know me, I'm also genuinely very sorry. I'm not going to lie, this speech is the least of my worries in my life at the moment, and although I waited to write this until the night before it was due, like all the other essays I've written here, I've been racking my brain for a topic since the candidates were announced. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm so excited to be up here and to experience this with a couple of my best friends, but I do not excel at public speaking per se. I've danced around all genres of homecoming speeches, the all about me, and then, some more about me, the here's why you should vote for everyone on court but me, the pity speech, the advice overload, and the non-serious never trust a fart speech, and there's many more, but you get the point. I didn't find any topics very interesting or intriguing, but I guess you could say that in a way, I combined all of them together, leaving out all talk of fecal matter for your sake and mine. Now, I'm not going to tell you to do your homework and get good grades and be involved. I have no room to talk about that to you guys when I don't even do that to myself. My time here has not been a piece of cake, let me tell you that. There's not a single girls' bathroom in this place that I haven't cried in. I could even list out the best ones to you to cry in, but that's for a different time. You have to embrace it all, really. Embrace the tears, embrace the drama, embrace the days when you fail a dual credit bio final, or the days when you stutter during your speech in public speaking. Embrace the suck, you have to. There are times when you're going to fail, and also times when you're going to pee yourself from laughing too hard over a joke that wasn't really that funny. Fun fact, this happens a lot in my friend group, including me. There's just something about your mom joke supplied by Audrey that just hit me right in the funny bone. I have also I was really also tempted to make this opportunity to completely roast myself, since most of everyone listening have no idea who I am and what I do in my free time. But you guys really aren't missing much, because it mainly consists of me reading and obsessing over fictional characters and Harry Potter fanfics and reminiscing and all the embarrassing things I've ever said or done. Which, come to think about it, I feel like this moment is going to be added to my nightly routine of trudging through my most embarrassing moments, followed behind the time I ripped my pants during the crab walk in 5th grade, PE, right in front of my elementary school crush. My dad also called me She-Hulk consistently for 2 years after the incident, which really didn't help, but at least I can laugh about it now, right? Aside from the excruciating embarrassment that I cause myself on a daily basis, I'd like to think that I surround myself with pretty extraordinary people that distract me from my rather constant self-loathing. Most of whom sit behind me, not behind me, but like to the side of me, right now. I'd like to dedicate this part of my speech to the people who have made my being just a little bit greater. I'd like to start off with the two people who condemned me to this earth in the first place, my parents. Without either of them, I obviously wouldn't be here giving this god-awful speech right now. But if I really think about it, I don't know if I should be thanking them for that, but of course I'm kidding. I'm extremely grateful for everything that they've sacrificed for my well-being. Anyways, moving on to the people I'd pull a Selena Gomez for and give a kidney to when in need. Chris, Audrey, and Lindsay. There's no other group I'd rather go to Bethalto Dairy Queen with every Friday night. And to Dane, there's no one I'd rather share custody of a mannequin head with. You guys are pretty sick. Moving on once again for the final time, I would like to thank the besties I could really consider to be my best friends, my sisters at heart. Reagan, Emma, and coincidentally my page Callista. I cannot express how much you guys all mean to me. I know we really want to off each other every second of the day, but I hope you guys know that I appreciate every single thing you do for me, whether that be making fun of me because I'm still in high school or driving over my foot. Friends and family are what really get me through life, so if I were to give any single tidbit of advice, it would be to surround yourself with people who genuinely care about you. As a bonus, I would like to add recognition for the wild dog that bit Coach Plocker's leg while he was on vacation. That dog was doing God's work in creating Raby Leg. Anyway, to wrap up this mess of a speech, I would like to quote a man that I highly respect and idolize. If you ever feel stuck in a hard time, situation, or other time in your life, just remember that the true icon, Mr. Worldwide, has been there and done that, so you are not alone. Thank you, and in the name of the Queen of Rap, Barbs, stay in school. Vote for Chris and adios.
And our last man of honor is Mr. Christopher Holbrook.
Thank you. My name is Christopher Holbrook. Thank you. Some people may know me as 50 Cent. That is because while we were watching Bear Grylls and Miss Turley, I decided to swallow 2 quarters to see if I could pass through the airport metal detectors unnoticed. I could. You can do it if you ever need to smuggle change for no reason. Thank you for voting me up here. I'm glad to have the opportunity to be on court. I'm super glad that I've had the opportunity to attend Roxana with all you lovely classmates, class of 2022. Thank you. We've had so many good memories. That's why I've dedicated this speech to telling stories that happened in high school. So, one day in 7th grade, while we stayed after school to finish our totem poles, Miss Ogle leaves the room and said, "I'll be right back." So, naturally, we didn't stay in the classroom. No, we went out in the hallway, and then I returned a little sooner than everyone else, but I hear a commotion, so I go outside, and then I see Noah chase, well, I see Noah running down the hallway, and I see Matthew and Hunter chasing him, and then Noah falls, Matthew and Hunter fall on top of Noah, Noah breaks his foot, Ogle comes back and's like, "What happened?" And then, yeah, that was fun. Oh yeah. So another adventure, this is what I did, stupid, but I go to Miss Rebus's room one day, and I jiggle on the door handle, and it's locked. So I'm like, oh, what should I do? The door's locked. My students, my fellow classmates, are being prevented from learning. So I take my comb and shove it in the door lock and try and pick it. Well, it turns out it could break in the door lock. So a special shout out to Derek back there, I think, who got on the roof of the school, walked around, and opened the window and let everyone in the class. Okay, another time, after Miss Heffron, we got done with our annual Richard Simmons workout routine. We switched to something a little more PG-13 maybe, I'd say. So Jared decides that we're going to do the Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley Chippendales routine from SNL. So he promptly takes off his flannel jacket, stands on a desk, and starts rubbing it in between his legs like this. Miss Heffron promptly gave him a detention and told him to go to the office. And then Mason Sanders, is he in? No? Oh, there he is. Yeah, always challenging people to lightsaber duels in the hallway. Very nice. Appreciate that one. Someone got pushed down the stairs in a trash can. That was nice. I don't think she's here, but that was funny. And then another time in 8th grade, when we got the new gym, for like a solid week, Hunter and I would take Tayson back there and style his hair for the day. Yeah, that's all I have. Oh, actually, no. I'd like to thank my mom and my dad. Aren't you proud? For birthing me, as some would say. I'd like to thank Kayla for putting up with the shenanigans. And Miss Robbins for proofreading this speech and making sure everything was grammatically correct. Thank you. That's all I have.
We would now like to thank everyone for coming and listening to the homecoming speeches. And if you want to take pictures, the candidates will be here for a little while.
You guys are awesome. It's sure.